So today we're going to be talking about the safest lead generation method. Now, there's obviously, prior to even discussing this, I reckon that there's going to be safer lead generation strategies for different businesses, but we're going to try and cover all bases. So by the end of this video, you will understand what type of lead generation or what type of marketing you should actually be looking out for your business. So what is the safest type of lead generation strategy?
So the safest lead generation strategy, in my opinion, is hiring a lead generation company, right? And the reason why I say that's the safest strategy is because you can be tracking your KPIs, you can see what's working and what's not working. You can turn around and make certain you're getting a return on investment on the leads that they're providing. And if they're not, you go and find another lead generation company until you find one who is providing you with a return on investment. Yep. And that's what, in my opinion, makes it the safest lead generation strategy.
So a few follow-up questions, because people might just say, oh, well, of course, that's the safest one, right? But what are some keywords that you would be searching on Google to try? Let's say, for example, you are a solar business based in Manchester, and you want to grow your solar company, your EV company. What's some keywords that you would be searching on Google?
So and bear in mind as well, there's different aspects of lead generation of what people can have. So if I own a solar panel company and I'm looking for the safest lead generation strategy, I would be typing in commission-based lead generation company.
Why commission-based?
Because you're not paying anything for the website, the content, the backlinks, the SEO, the PPC, the calls.
So that's all with the lead generation company, not
all the costs go and all the risk lies with the lead generation company. Mm-hmm. You only pay a commission out of jobs that you've won. Your problem lies here that there's not many lead generation companies that will offer that. Right. They will. There's a very, very select few. We do it. We offer it at FatRank, and the reason why we offer it at FatRank is because we want to try to guarantee all of our businesses a return on investment. The main reason being is because we want long-term relationships. Right. We're very selective with who we work with, though. We don't work with all companies.
So then, what about so that's commission-based? What about like a credits-based system? Would you recommend that?
So bear in mind as well now, if we move away just from the safest strategy, yeah, and we then talk about the other strategies and why I don't think it's the safest, but I do think you should still be doing it, right? So a credit-based lead generation, so you go and hiring a lead generation company to do a credit-based system or a pay-per-lead or a pay-per-call, that's still risky, because they might not convert those leads. So you might be paying for a lead that then isn't being converted. Could be a low quality lead. I mean, it could be a quality lead, but this might not have the budget to pay for it. Right. And you're still having to pay, let's say it's £50 for a mortgage lead. If they don't end up going ahead with the mortgage because they can't afford it, or they can't find them because they've got bad credit, that mortgage broker's still had to pay the £50 for the lead. So at that point, it becomes slightly risky.
So just a counter argument to that, couldn't the lead quality go up in time, if that makes sense? So like you might get, let's say, 5 or 6 leads, and you might say, oh, well, that person's not located near me. I'm a Manchester EV company. That person's in Newcastle. We don't travel that far. The next person might say it's a council house, for example. Surely over time, the quality of the lead goes up.
If the lead generation company will then start providing them more local leads or leads for stuff of what they do, majority of lead generation companies are not going to segment their leads down enough for it to be, okay, I want a mortgage that's in Manchester, that the value of the house is worth £200,000 plus, because that lead generation company will be generating leads that might be in Liverpool and not in Manchester, and it's 100,000 instead of 200,000. So they're not going to segment it too much. So you're going to become a nightmare client for them. That they're going to say no.
Right. Okay.
So pay-per-lead lead generation can be risky, but that's still one of the safest methods that you can do. We're going to touch upon other ones in a minute, which is even less safe. So let's talk about SEO for lead generation. Yeah. Right. SEO, a long-term play. Search engine optimization, for anyone that's not certain what SEO is. That is the remit of going and trying to optimize websites to rank higher in Google. Mm-hmm. Majority of SEO agencies are no good. Yeah, so another lead generation strategy that you could do is SEO.
Right.
But the issue is with search engine optimization is that it can be risky in the fact that it can take a long time to actually rank. But two, there's a lot of SEO agencies out there that can end up getting you in a worse position than where you was now, even within 12 months, 18 months. So it's very, very risky. I wouldn't say that that's a safe play to do unless you know the SEO agency is good. And it is, I would say it's nowhere near as safe as choosing a lead generation company.
Yeah, I think any strategy or any company that you partner up with when it comes to lead generation, it's all to do with the vetting process. So if it's, I don't know, abcseo.co.uk or .com that you partner up with and they don't have any case studies and they might even be ranking in your actual local area, doesn't necessarily mean that they're a good SEO provider for other businesses.
Yeah.
So I think looking at case studies, looking at previous results that they've potentially got, or what you could even do is try to figure out which SEO agency your competitors are with and going and trying to do an agreement there. But away from SEO for lead generation, because obviously you've mentioned that's pretty risky and it's also quite a long-term play as well. It's not something that you're going to get results in 5 days or 2 months or 3 months. What about PPC?
So again, I'd say PPC is even more risky than SEO. Right, okay. And again, the reason being why I say it's risky is because you've got click fraud. You need to make certain you understand that you've got a negative keyword list that you're not like. So we had one the other day and we was doing PPC for a cleaning company and there was loads of people applying for jobs. Right. So you need to make certain you're eliminating in the negative keyword list like jobs and careers and stuff like that. Otherwise you're paying for every one of those clicks. PPC stands for pay per click. So it's not even pay per lead, it's paying for someone just to click through to your website that might not even convert. Yeah. So again, it's very risky in my opinion. I mean, what's your thoughts on whether you think PPC is a safe lead generation strategy?
I think that PPC becomes a lot more valuable to a business after they've started up their SEO and they know what keywords convert on an SEO basis, and then they can potentially scale that out to nationwide. Or if you're in America, you might decide, okay, I'm going to not just do this in Miami, but I'm also going to do this in Orlando and Tampa Bay and all these different areas. So I think you need that SEO data to then be able to feed the PPC. That kind of goes vice versa as well, because sometimes you might start bidding on certain keywords on your PPC campaign and you're like, oh, I don't have a dedicated page for this. I'm going to go and build an actual page and also rank for that. So I think that's what I would kind of do. It's kind of like an omni-channel presence. But I'm going to throw a spanner in the mix here. Let's say you're an e-commerce store and you're looking for lead generation and you're looking for more clicks and more actual purchases on your website. What are you doing differently then?
So depending on what you're selling within your e-commerce store,
let's say it's t-shirts or hoodies.
At that point then, social media comes into play. Because some people might not be searching for cheap grey hoodie. But people might not be searching specifically for a certain product. But what they might do is they're scrolling on social media, like Instagram or Facebook or Pinterest ads or Twitter ads. They might be presented with a cheap grey hoodie and say, oh, I quite like that.
There's nothing wrong with my hoodie.
No, I'm only joking. But they might quite like a certain design. Yeah. So they might not realise that they're in market for a blue jumper. But as they're scrolling down, they go, oh my God, I really like that jumper. So social media ads then can come into play with regards to, like you said, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, even YouTube ads or something like that could work well for e-commerce. But also for e-commerce, you can then start signing up with like affiliate platforms who they on their website. That's almost like a lead generation company for e-commerce is an affiliate marketer that's going to come on and send you through to go add this to the cart and they go and buy it and stuff. So it can be very different from one industry to the next. But at the start of the video, the question was, what's the safest lead generation strategy? Yeah. Now, going back to that, I think hiring a professional, profitable lead generation company is the best. But for a spanner in the works back is that every one of the other platforms that I said, so hiring a lead generation company, doing PPC, doing SEO, doing social media ads, and stuff like that, you should be doing all of them. You just mentioned before omnichannel and being omnipresent. Yeah. In my opinion, every single one of them should be being done. So if you want to start off with, okay, what's the safest method? I feel it's teaming up with a lead generation company. They're the ones that's going to be taking the risk. They're the professional ones that are going to understand if they are running PPC, they understand the negative keyword risks. They understand the conversion rate optimization of the website. The SEO, they understand it, because if they don't rank, they don't generate leads. You're only getting paid if you're doing a commission-based lead generation of jobs that you're converting. So that, in my opinion, is the safest lead generation strategy. But what's your thoughts then on being omnichannel and omnipresent?
So again, like what you mentioned, is going to help. The more places that you're seeing, or the more correct places that you're seeing. I mean, if you're doing leaflet drops in toilets, for example, nobody's going to really inquire with you. But if you're seen in the correct places, then you're bound to get something. And it's just being able to track. Okay, I've been seen on Facebook ads, or I've been seen on PPC, or I've started doing SEO. That's when you want to actually kind of home in on that, because quite a lot of people, they'll go and spend £50,000-60,000 or $50,000-60,000 a month on billboard ads in America, for example, and they might never get anything from that. So you want to be able to track all of these different channels. Don't just go and spend 60k on everything and then just hope for the best. Like there has to be some form of process there. Yeah. And it also, I feel like it does come down to what type of company you're running. And like if you're selling cheap grey hoodies, for example, the best way that you can target me is through Facebook or Instagram. But if, say, for example, you might be a service-based website and you might be selling EV chargers, you might want to partner up with a lead generation company. But then you might have, like, let's say, for example, a SaaS business, and you might say, well, actually, I'd rather give out this SaaS product to, let's say, 20 different YouTubers or 20 different bloggers, and they can write me a review. So it does come down to who your target audience is and what type of business that you're actually running. And that is how you pick out the safest lead generation strategies. If you feel like we've missed out anything, or let's say, for example, you've got a unicorn business that we've not covered in this video, drop it down in the comments and we'll make a separate video for it.